I know very good that Gremmy created hyperspace, but okay, let's hear your debunk. Again, I know where you're getting hyperspace from. I hope you actually have evidence for what you said. He can double his maximum power output, yeah, that's fine. Here is the problem, in trying to assert that Gremmy was here outputting his maximum Ryatsu, which I can go over later why that's not the case at all. You didn't show the full calc at all, but I saw the calc on VSPW has, and there are a lot of problems with it. I have personally defeat calced a large plan plus the dwarf star. If you want the full calc, I can make a separate video on it. Like I said, you haven't proven why this would be his maximum output, and I already said how this calc is not that good. Yeah, no real debunk as usual, I guess. So now let me get into explanation why Gremmy would scale to this. Let's start with explaining how Quincy's even fights, since this is needed to reinforce how Gremmy would scale to his Shrift. Because otherwise, if you think his Shrift is just hacks, then he would have no AP. Anyone that read Bleach should know Gremmy is a Quincy, and how Quincy's fight is they gather Reishi from the atmosphere and combine it with their own spirit energy to create weapons or other methods to fight. Reishi are spirit particles that are the main component of souls and all spiritual matter, and everything in Soul Society and Hueco Mundo is made of them, making it easier for them to use their power. Quincy's actually have Ryatsu, and when the Ryatsu increases, the Reishi manipulation does as well, as we see when Uryu enters his sled steal and Mayuri starts to piss his pants, and when Ion gets absorbed by like wall standing Quill guy when he starts absorbing everything around him. And final form Gerard starts absorbing Reishi from his surroundings really fast. And we get a statement from Bembieta that she does use Ryatsu even when she uses her Shrift. So this shows us the correlation between Reishi, Ryoku and Ryatsu for Quincy's. Now, how does that apply to Gremmy? Well, it seems that Star Eater's Shrift involves creating something. It's done by manipulating Reishi or materializing Reishi, which is equal to their spirit energy. For example, after Shushi slices Lilo's guns, he creates new ones by his own Reishi, and Gerard after gets killed and evolves with Miracle, his visual is shown to gather Reishi to become stronger. So the very powers of Quincy's are based on Reishi, and Grammy's imagination powers should not be any different, since Grammy is shown to create stuff with his imagination, combining with his own spirit energy and Ryatsu. So things he conjures scales directly to him, as he would need to output the energy to come to in existence. We see that when Quincy's were defeated 1000 years ago, they created hidden spaces in Sarete using Reishi, and even asking matches they could do that, since Soul Society has insane amount of Reishi and there is no limit what they could do with it. So Gremmy manipulates Reishi, which is equal to his Ryoku, which is exerted as Ryatsu on multi-galactic to universal scale. And this requires an output of energy like Ichigo would need for his Getsuga Tenjo, or how Rankers would need it for a Sero, or how Soul Reapers would need it for a Kido. This would scale to Grammy's AP. All Quincy's operate by this law made by Kubo, and there is no contradictions, exceptions, or outliers. Now, to make all this even more consistent, we see Gremmy getting fatigued after creating outer space, meaning he indeed output a large amount of energy, and even have to increase the amount of clones to conjure stronger things. And we even see the Gremmy when he created a meteor wasn't fatigued at all. He had his hands in his pockets and was kinda a casual feat for him, and wasn't his maximum output. And for meteor feat, people choose to look at the wrong aspect of the feat, since they try to call kinetic energy of the meteor. But the important part of the Gremmy is that he imagined everybody in the Serete at that time dying, which would scale over everyone that he knows of power at that time in the Serete. Since he could just imagine everybody dying from poisonous gas or gamma ray burst, and the meteor also just breaks through the barrier that typically neg most of spirit energy attacks. And yes, we see in Canfion World that Gremmy did indeed create outer space, and you see it backed up by illustration made by Kubo, and even the kanji does not talk about being any portal or anything like that. So yes, Gremmy's feed is indeed valid, and I hope I don't have to make another video on it.